If you operate a hotel, in this episode, I'm going to show you the number one reason why your occupancy and ADR are failing you and how to fix it, as well as two powerful strategies that are going to change the way you run your hotel. How you doing today? Dave Allred, the Real Barman here from barpatrol.net and therealbarman.com. So today I'm going to share with you just two ways in which to give you an unfair advantage against your competition. And I know that I'm usually providing tips and strategies for bars and restaurants, but I travel a lot. And as I've started paying attention to the hotel business, I've started noticing where they're lacking and where there's opportunity. So whether you're an experienced hotel operator or a newbie to the game, these are strategies which will allow you to reinvent the way you run your hotel and make it not only the best experience for your guests, but also the most profitable it has ever been. Okay, so let's get right into it. Now, when it comes to making money in the hotel racket, the most important factors are occupancy, or heads in beds as the saying goes, and average customer spend. And the ways to increase the average customer spend are increasing prices or getting them to buy other things in your hotel, like eating and drinking at your bar and restaurant, ordering drinks out at the pool, or buying those little knickknacks in a little side store area that you have. All right, this is especially important if you have a seasonal hotel with lots of slow months. Okay, in other words, you need to push sales because this is what's most valuable. As I say in business, sales solves everything. Are you with me? Okay, well, I know I hear a lot of operators talking about cutting expenses versus increasing revenue and which one is better. And I'm going to show you right now why increasing revenue is king in the royal court. And I'm not saying you shouldn't try to cut costs in areas where you're being excessive, but you have to be careful in reducing costs because you don't want to reduce the quality of the guest stay. All right, so let's look at an example of the difference between cutting expenses by 5% and increasing revenue by 5%. Okay, so we have our little chart here, and let's go over this. We're going to go over what our current income is, what happens when we cut 5%, and what happens when we increase sales by 5%. Okay, so let's say that our current income is $2 million. This could be for the year, it could be for the month if you're really good. Let's whatever the current time period is, $2 million, and then our expenses are $1.6 million, which leaves us a $400,000 profit. Okay, now let's move into cutting 5% on expenses. Our revenue is going to be the same, $2 million, because we're not increasing sales here. We're keeping them the same, but we're going to cut by 5%, which means our expenses are now only $1.52 million, which means we've saved $80,000. So our profit is $480,000 on cutting expenses. Okay, so now if we move over to increasing sales by 5%, if we increase that on $2 million, we move to $2.1 million, which is $100,000 basically. Our expenses stay the same because we're not cutting those, and our profits become $500,000. That means we've made $20,000 more by increasing sales by 5%. Now, I know that $20,000 doesn't seem like a big deal when we're talking $2 million in sales, but $20,000 is $20,000. And when it comes to reducing costs, you can lose a lot more than just $20,000. When you cut expenses, it can result in lower quality service. The maintenance of the hotel suffers, so it starts to look run down. Things aren't getting painted. The pool loungers start falling apart. Lots of things can go wrong by focusing your attention on reducing costs and being cheap. It can basically result in turning your beautiful oasis into a piece of crap, to be blunt. Okay, so now that we've got that figured out, let's talk about these strategies that are going to raise your occupancy and increase your revenue and profits by way more than 5%. Okay, I'm telling you. So let's talk about step one. Step one in this two-step process is update your website. And you would think this would be obvious, but like I said, I travel a lot and I can't tell you how many crappy hotel websites are out there. When I see one, when I'm on one and I can't figure out what the rooms look like or what the pool area looks like, I'm out. I move on to the next one. This is the number one reason you're failing to get heads in beds. I'm telling you right now, your website is your entire business when we're talking about booking guests. I mean, how many people walk into your front desk and say, hey, I want to book a room 3 weeks from now? Or even call. All right, some people are old school, and I'm sure you get calls for reservations, but this is becoming the dodo bird of hotel reservations, meaning calling is almost an extinct practice. All right, for you knuckleheads out there. All right, everything is booking online, which means your website is your sales page. And I mean, sure, you could say every website is a series of sales pages, but when it comes to hotel websites, the visual experience is everything. That means if you don't have a virtual tour or at least some videos on your site so that you can get your potential customers to visualize themselves staying there, you might as well pack up and go home right now because you're going to die out. And maybe you already know why having a virtual tour or videos on your site would be so much better than, well, not having them. But let me give you a few stats for you to chew on. 6 stats to be precise. These are powerful. All right, first, visitors are 150% more engaged with tours and videos of the rooms and facilities. That means they are twice as engaged plus another half. All right, so 2.5 times engaged over visitors on other sites without tours and videos. All right, number 2, viewers will spend 5 to 10 times longer on your site with tours and videos. Number 3, guests are 48% more likely to book a hotel when you have a virtual tour or videos on your site, which leads us to the 4th stat, which is that means that they are 167% more conversions, which in case you're as dull as a rubber ball, means you have 167% more occupancy. All right, then number 5, 92% of internet users say the ability to view 360-degree views is essential when browsing online for hotel stays. And in case you're not good with percentages, that's 8% less than everyone. All right, and then finally, number 6, you will also receive a 16% increase in search and map appearances on Google just for having tours and videos on your site. All right, and if you don't want to pay a company to set this up for you for the virtual tour, no problem. All right, just take your own virtual video of the rooms and facilities and add them to your site. All right, I personally would use like a Vimeo account to make it more professional, but either way, it's a cheap and easy way to get your visitors deeply engaged and increase your bookings by nearly 15%. I'm sorry, I said 50%. It sounded like 15. 50%. And I have no problem with a YouTube video. I really don't. I just want to see what I'm getting. And I can't tell you how difficult it was for me to find a hotel website using video and virtual tours. This is such a huge area for you to take advantage of and differentiate yourself from other hotels in your area based on the stats we just talked about. All right, let me show you what I'm talking about. So if we jump on the internet here, we're going to start with the Harrah's website in South Lake Tahoe. My wife and I love to go to South Lake Tahoe. We have friends with a cabin in the Keys, but it's kind of far from downtown. So we like to stay at Harrah's or Harvey's. We gamble, like to hang out there. And I like both of these casinos and they actually have pretty nice rooms. They make them cheap just so you'll gamble there, but their website leaves a lot to be desired. Let's take a look. So if we start with the value room, well, let's click on here and see what we're getting for the value room. Well, we get one photo. That's it. So hopefully you like what you see. If we keep going, we go to the Executive King. Oh, wow. Look at that amazing photo just illuminating the site. I'm in awe. Wow, look at those pillows from like a mile away. And the bathroom also, like you're looking through the reverse end of binoculars. I don't know how someone put this site together and thought that was good. If we go all the way to the bottom here, let's check out the Tahoe Suite. All right, this has multiple rooms. Let's check out all the rooms. Nope, you get one photo and that's it. So you can see how debilitating this is to your business. I'm going somewhere else. I can't see anything here. I would head somewhere else. And you could say, well, these are real cheap rooms, so maybe their website's cheap. But here's another place in South Lake Tahoe. These rooms are $319 a night, $379 a night. If I click on here, I get one photo. Okay, and this is not just this website. This is like 19 out of 20 websites I go to. I mean, some are better. They'll have like 5 or 6 photos of the rooms in there, which is nice, but it just isn't interactive. And I can't get a video virtual tour of what I'm seeing. So let's go to a virtual tour website really quick. And I'm not going to spend a ton of time on here and waste your time, but you can just see how awesome it is. You can choose the different areas right here. What do you want to look at? Like I can drag and look around at the street that this hotel's on. I can go to the front desk. And I can look around at the lobby. How cool is that? I can go to all the rooms. We'll go to the VIP level. And I can look in the rooms. All right, and I can hit this little arrow and go into this room. I mean, it's just amazing. And maybe this is too much money for you, but think about how many people are going to be booking your place when they're able to look around. It's such an advantage over just like the Harrah's website we just looked at. All right. And then here's a website, the Four Seasons Hotel. They don't have a virtual tour, but they have videos on here. And these aren't real virtual tour videos, but these are the employees kind of talking about the rooms and the restaurants. But you do get to see what they look like a little bit. And they're just using YouTube, which is great. So all you have to do is jump on a camera and shoot a YouTube video. Let me show you what that might look like. So this is a YouTube video that someone made about the Holiday Inn in Disney Springs. And I'm not going to show you the whole video because it's 17 minutes long, but if we look at a few of the shots here, you can see that this random traveler lady is doing what the hotel should be doing, which is providing a virtual tour of the hotel. And it only needs to be like 90 seconds. All right, show the lobby, show the rooms, show the pool, show the workout room, show the restaurant if you have one. Give a quick tour of the hotel so people on your website feel like they're walking through it with you. And remember, they are 48% more likely to book a room on your site if you have a virtual tour video on your site. Why would you not take an hour to shoot some video footage, upload it to YouTube, and put it on your site? You can do it with an iPhone, for Christ's sake. Give yourself an unfair advantage. Okay, so does that make sense? All right, I know it sounds like I'm your mother nagging you to do your homework, and it's because I am. All right, it's that important. Stats don't lie. All right, got it? Okay, good. Now, as we head into the second strategy, let's remember what's important here when trying to increase profits. All right, we just talked about how to increase occupancy and website conversions. Now we need to talk about what is your average customer spend. All right, just like restaurants, if we can increase the average ticket value, or in this case, customer spend, then obviously we've hit a vein of gold in the rocks. All right, so how do we do that? Well, we can increase the prices, we can increase the occupancy, and we can get them to buy something else or more of something. I mean, why aren't they spending money in your bar and restaurant? All right, why aren't they purchasing from your little side store? How can we make them aware of those things? And more importantly, how do we make it easy for them? Well, that leads us perfectly into our second strategy, and that is adopt a QR code order and pay system throughout your hotel. Now, as detrimental and fired up as I am on the first strategy of transforming your website and video and virtual tours, nothing is going to have a more immediate impact on your sales and growth and bottom line than this one. And the system you should be implementing for this is GoTab. It's a free POS and online ordering system, but it doesn't need to replace your POS system. In fact, it works right alongside it. And GoTab also integrates with Micros and PosiTouch, which I know are both very popular in the hotel sector. So if you want to learn more about them, click on the link in the description or click right here. And just by clicking on that link right there, if you ever choose to go with GoTab, the $1,000 onboarding and setup fee for your account is going to be waived. All right, but you have to use that link to get the deal. This is that system that's going to give you that unfair advantage that we were talking about when it comes to increasing revenue we just talked about earlier. All right, it's putting the POS ordering system into the hands of every one of your guests staying at your hotel. All right, think about this. By scanning a QR code, they can order anything at any time, which means your sales are going to skyrocket. They can order from their rooms, your bar and restaurant, the pool, if you have cabanas. All right, don't assume that your guests know everything that you have for sale in your hotel. All right, put the QR codes all over the place for them to scan and pull up on their phones. You can literally increase your sales by 20 to 30%. Obscurity is one of the top causes of failure in business. So if your guests don't even know everything they can buy from you, that's obscurity. All right. In addition, your guests can even order free things that they need from their rooms, like towels, pillows, shampoo, which means no more answering phones for your employees. They're simply seeing the request orders come in on the KDS screen and then running those items to the guests in their rooms. Now, I'm fully aware that this costs the hotel money to provide extra pillows and towels and blankets, etc., and that this is sometimes discouraged. So that's up to you if you want to provide this option or not. But what an experience for the guest to be able to do that. I'm talking a wow factor. That will certainly get them to come back again. All right, I'm telling you, it's remarkable how much your sales will increase. Like maybe you have room service already, but you would not believe how many people do not feel like picking up the phone to call on that order for room service. I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, but my wife brought this to my attention. She will not order room service because she doesn't want to talk to anyone. All right, for me, it's no big deal. I don't care. I'll pick up the phone and order. All right, no problem. But I started asking around after my wife said that to me because I was curious. And I'm not kidding. At least 50% of the people I asked, maybe more, felt the exact same way. They didn't want to pick up the phone. All right, we live in a day and age of texting and searching and ordering from our phones or computers. It's just a fact. So If you knew that 50% of your guests decided not to order room service because they didn't want to pick up the phone, how quickly would you implement a system that would get them to order and increase your sales? Like, look at this here. This is a picture I took in the room where I was staying. It was right on the bathroom mirror. It says, "Forget something? Visit the shop. Find everything you'll need to feel more at home, including toiletries, pain remedies, beverages, snacks, and more." All right, that's actually a great idea, all right, to let people know what you have for sale. But the problem is I have to go all the way down to the lobby to get it, and I simply don't feel like it right now, which means I'll probably forget. But if you put a QR code there instead, I can order those things right now from your little store right from my phone, and they can be delivered directly to me. How awesome is that? You are creating an amazing experience for your guests, and amazing experiences make them come back again and again. Okay, in addition, let's say that you don't have a restaurant in your hotel. If that's the case, you can connect to other restaurants in the area that your guests can order from directly from their phones through your QR code, which means you can still take a percentage of those sales. It's remarkable. All right, GoTab is going to put you way ahead of the competition. All right, to have the ability to sit in any area of your hotel, the bar in the restaurant, the lounging area, or the pool, and be able to order beers and wine and cocktails or room service from the room, this is the most immediate impact on increasing your sales and profits. So I would go check them out here. And if you use that link, you save $1,000. Okay, so make sure you go do that. It's a live demo. There's no obligation. See what they can do for you. Get those sales up. Okay, so I hope this got you thinking some about how you can make your hotel an experience that's going to separate you from your competition. All right, now go do something about it. Make it happen. I appreciate you being here. I am going to see you next time. I'm out.